What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Stocks channel, where we don't panic sell and we buy the dip in bull markets. My name is Cory, and tonight is going to be your daily stock market technical analysis update. First up, we'll take a look at the S&P500 SPY ETF. So let's crack open this chart and see what's going on in the stock market today. Alright, first up, just a little bit of a news announcement. There was a little bit of a mishap with my order for my laptop, and I have not received my laptop, which I was going to use to make episodes over this holiday. So unfortunately, Dell and FedEx did not come through, so we will be shorting their stock shortly. I'm just kidding, but I might also be serious. So anyways, I'm sorry about the bad news, but I'll try to make this episode full of all of the information you need going into the rest of the week. Alright, so let's take a look at the S&P 500 SPY ETF, and we did see the price action going down negative 0.36% today, and we did get a close over that 13 EMA. Now this wick on this candle is not right, so this is definitely not a commercial for TradingView. However, the bottom wick on this candle is correct, and we did have a very volatile day, and we were down pretty big in the morning, but we did close higher for the day. You can see we did find support right around that 362 support level, and we did get a relatively bullish close over that 20 simple moving average and over the 13 EMA. We still have the benefit of bullish trending from the short, medium, and long term, so I'm still looking for the S&P 500 to continue to head higher towards my $377 price target. Now this selling is completely normal, and remember, the stock market doesn't go up in a straight line forever. There's always going to be healthy sell-offs and healthy corrections along the way. The key is to watch the price action and watch the technicals to see if there's going to be any reverse in this bullish trend. Right now, we don't see any reversing in this trend, and the price action is still relatively bullish, still closing over that 13 EMA. So there's really no red flags other than the fact that we saw some volatility, which is completely normal. So we will take a look at the VIX later, and we'll try to see if we're going to expect more volatility or less volatility to go into the rest of the week. So right now on SPY, you need to watch this 362 level, because if we start breaking and closing below that support level, it is possible that we could come down and close the gap right around 358. Now these sell-offs usually last for 2 to 3 days, and this would be officially day 2 of selling, so we could see one more day of selling before we start heading back higher. It's also possible that this was the last day of selling and we're heading back higher starting tomorrow. So be flexible, but know that it is a bullish trend and the price action is still telling us to expect higher prices. So nothing is changing on my SPY price target. It still remains up here at $377 until we start to see the 5 EMA start crossing below the 13 EMA. That price target is in full effect. Next up is the Nasdaq 100 Triple Qs ETF, and again, we had a very volatile day. The price action came all the way down to the 20 simple moving average, where we did find support and we did bounce and close much higher for the day, and we actually closed near the higher of the day on the Nasdaq 100. We closed above the 5 EMA, which is always considered bullish price action, and we still have the benefit of a bullish trend in the short, medium, and long term. So on the Nasdaq 100, we're looking to get back to my price target of 312, and if we start breaking and closing above 312, I do have my next price target up here at $321. It's very likely we're going to finish the year above this 312 price target, and we're going to start heading towards 321. I still have this market going bullish until the middle of about January of next year, so I'm not expecting to see any of this selling have any amount of follow through. It's just normal healthy selling that's part of every single bull run. So the same with the S&P 500. In order to start seeing this bull trend reverse, we would need to see that 5 EMA start crossing below the 13 EMA, and we would need to get price action closes below the 20 simple moving average. So on the Nasdaq 100, look for support at the 13 EMA, the 20 simple moving average, and of course our gap fill down here at $302. On the Dow Jones DIA ETF, we got a pretty bullish day today, actually closing up in the green. So the Dow did pretty well and closed back above its 5 EMA, and we still have a bullish trend. So the Dow closing in the green just shows that there's not going to be too much follow through with that selling, and that was likely just a bull shakeout before the market starts heading higher. Sometimes the market gets too far too fast and there's way too many call buyers, and the market needs to do a little bit of a correction to shake out some of those bulls. Remember from my Sunday video, there's plenty of cash on the sidelines, and we have plenty of bears and plenty of people that are still neutral. We don't have to worry about a huge correction or a huge sell-off until everybody and their mother is in the market and there's no more cash on the sidelines. We're not yet quite at that point, so there's nothing to panic about. On the ARK ETF, we did get a solid close above my price target at 128, which means we're likely going to hit my next price target up here at $133. I do think that will be a temporary top for the ARK ETF. So if you're in ARK, you might want to consider taking some profits as we get closer to that $133 price target. That doesn't mean ARK can't go higher, but the upside potential to the downside risk is no longer favorable. Now, if you're in this for the long haul and you just plan on holding it, then go ahead and just hold it. But don't be shaken out later if it does come down 10 to 15%, which is going to be completely in the norm if that happens because of how far extended it is. Next up is the VIX, which is our fear indicator, and we did see a very volatile day because at one point the VIX was trading all the way above our resistance trend line somewhere in the low 30s. However, you can see that the VIX bled out all day long and the VIX did close above resistance right at 25.2, which is above our resistance level at 24.8. Now, this could still be a false breakout, and we need to see the VIX follow through tomorrow for this to have any sort of meaning to it. We still have a VIX that's in a pretty strong bear trend, and one day of price action does not set a trend. So we need to see what the VIX does tomorrow. If the VIX continues to head higher, we're likely going to see a continuation of the selling. We need to pay attention to the VIX because if it starts breaking out of our resistance trend line, that means we're going back into a very volatile market. If the VIX lowers and closes below 24.8, it likely means that the selling is over and we're going to start grinding higher to new all-time highs again. So the VIX is very important right now and we need to watch the VIX very closely. Next up is the US dollar, and we did see a huge dead cat bounce today, and we did find resistance at that 20 simple moving average, and we did close below the 5 EMA yet again. So extremely bearish price action and a very strong bearish trend on the dollar. So I'm still looking for the dollar to continue to head lower until we get to our next support level. A weak dollar should be a strong stock market. So I'm looking for the stock market to continue to head higher as long as the dollar is weakening. Next up is gold, and we see gold had a huge volatile day. At one point we were over 1900, and then at another point we were below 1860, but we did close above that support level at 1860. So gold did find a really strong support level, and it's likely gold is going to start heading to 1930 next. You can see that the bullish trend is picking up momentum, and all of these moving averages are slowly starting to stack to the bull side. So I'm bullish on gold, and I think we'll have no problem coming up and testing this resistance level at 1930. Next up is silver, and we saw that silver had a equally volatile day as gold, but we did close higher on the day. Silver should be heading up to this resistance level at 26.56, and if silver can break above that level, we're likely heading back up to $29. So silver is looking really good, and this is starting to look like a very impulsive move for silver. So I'm looking for silver to continue to head higher, and it should have no problem breaking through this resistance level. Next up is Bitcoin, and we see Bitcoin did get a little too far too fast, and it was getting outside that upper Bollinger Band, and now it's cooling off, but it is finding support at the 5 EMA. We still have very bullish price action and a very strong bullish trend, so Bitcoin should have no problem getting to my price target at $25,300. On Amazon stock, we did see another volatile day, but we did find support right around the 20 simple moving average and the 50 EMA, and we did get a bullish price action close over the 5 EMA. You can see that all of these moving averages are now stacked to the bull side. The 5 is over the 13 is over the 20, and the 20 has now crossed over the 50. This is the beginning of a bull run for Amazon, and it's likely going to start exploding higher from here. We now have bullish price action for multiple days in a row, and we officially have the bullish trend building, which is only going to push the price higher. So look for Amazon to start blasting through our resistance level at 3,300 and start forming new all-time highs in the near future. Next up is Apple stock, and we did see Apple find support at previous resistance right around that $124 level. So Apple closed back above the 5 EMA, which is very bullish price action, and Apple has a very, very strong bullish trend. So ever since Apple broke over 124, I raised my price target to $136, and Apple should have no problem getting to $136 by the end of the year. Remember, Apple is a market moving stock, so if it's heading higher, expect the rest of the stock market to head higher with it. On the financial sector, we still closed over the 5 EMA, and we still have the benefit of a bullish trend. On the industrial sector, we did close below the moving averages, but we still have a short-term bull trend that could start pushing the price higher soon. So industrials did see some selling today, but we also saw a bounce and we did close near the high of the day. So we'll watch industrials closely and we'll see if it can follow through. On the healthcare sector, we saw a very volatile day, finding support right around the 50 EMA, and we did close over the 20 simple moving average. We still have a bullish trend, so the follow through could continue tomorrow and the bulls can take over this chart once again. So going back to the S&P 500, we definitely see a little bit of volatility came back into this market, but nothing is structurally wrong with the price action or the trends just yet. It looks like it was just a little bit of a bull shakeout, and we're getting back on the bull and we're going to start grinding the new all-time highs soon. So remember, I won't be here making episodes for the rest of the week, so the number one thing you need to watch is watch the price action and watch the trends. If the price action starts closing below the 20 simple moving average and we see the 5 EMA start crossing over the 13 to the downside, that will be a sign that we're reaching a top in the market and we're likely going through a corrective cycle. If we don't see the price action do that and we don't see the trend reverse, we're likely just going to continue to head higher to finish out the year. So remember, don't panic sell, have a trading strategy, and remember to buy the dip in bull markets. You don't want to sell on support and you don't want to buy on resistance. Be disciplined in this market and you will be well rewarded with healthy profits. And remember that Santa Claus is coming to town and he's bringing some hot stocks. All right, our first hot stock of the night is going to be Tesla stock, and we did see Tesla get a bearish price action close below that 5 EMA, but it's not over yet because we're still over that support level at 647. So if Tesla continues to head lower and we start getting price action closes below 647, it is likely that we did see the top in Tesla, which is finishing out my wave 5, which means we're going into a little bit of a bear cycle. Now it's not too late to head higher and wave 5 could extend, but Tesla would need to start bouncing off of this level and heading higher. If we start to see Tesla close lower and we start to see this bullish trend reverse to a bearish trend, that likely means wave 5 is over and we're going to start seeing that correction. So in order for Tesla to look bullish, we would need to start bouncing off of 647 and coming back up here and trying to break out of 690 and head higher. So now that Tesla is in the S&P 500, it's likely to have a lot less manipulation on the price action, which means we could stop seeing those huge volatile swings in the price. So the number one levels to watch on Tesla are 647 for support and 690 for resistance. Next up is NEO stock, and we saw a very bullish day on NEO going up over 4.7%, and we did close over my resistance level at $48. So we got a nice break and close above our resistance, and we're now over the 20 simple moving average as well. You can also see we're picking up bullish momentum because that 5 EMA is crossing over the 13 EMA, and it's also getting ready to cross over the 20 simple moving average. So remember, I had NEO as a buy in the low 40s and high 30s, and that was the finishing out of wave 4, which means we're likely now heading into wave 5. So my price target on NEO is $52, and we could easily break above 52 and start heading into the 60s. So that 52 price target is the first price target to expect, and now that we've broken over resistance at $48, we could also find support there. So I'm considering NEO a buy the dip stock, and if it has any sort of dips where it comes back down to 48 or the 20 simple moving average or the 5 EMA, it could be a buy because this stock is likely going to be a runner and it's going to just continue to head higher. So I'm very bullish on NEO stock, and I'm looking for NEO to exceed my price target at 52 and head into the 60s very soon. Next up is Pltr stock, and I have good news for the Pltr bulls is we finally got some bullish price action today. So if I switch this over to a 1 hour chart, you can see that we did get 2 hours of closing over this resistance trend line, which is a bullish breakout. So in order to confirm this breakout, we need the Pltr price action to come back to this level and test it and show that it could act as support, and then we could head higher and try to break out of our resistance level at $29. So you can see on a daily chart that we were in this price action consolidation where we didn't know if Pltr was going to break to the upside or the downside. With today's price action, it looks likely that Pltr is ready to break to the upside, which is always a very bullish sign, and it means Pltr could start running yet again. So watch to be a buyer of Pltr off of this support level, which is somewhere around $28. And if we can start bouncing off of there and heading higher and breaking and closing above 29, it's likely that we're going to get to $33 again in no time flat. Next up is NVDA stock, and it's still taking its sweet time being a hot stock, and it still hasn't started running yet, but it is still showing that it can hold up on our support trend line. We also got a bullish price action close above all of the moving averages, and this is still a strong confluence area of support where all of the moving averages are bunched up and they're basically at the same exact point. So NVIDIA is coiling up and building energy for a huge move, and it's likely it could be to the upside, and it needs to break out and close above 547 so that it can head to the next price target at $570. Remember, NVIDIA is building up a lot of energy, and if you're looking for a hot stock to get into on the ground level, NVIDIA could be a great buy. Next up is AMD stock, and we did see AMD stock with a huge volatile day, but we did find support right around that $92 level, which is also where the 20 simple moving average is. We did get a price action close below the 13 EMA, and we're back below our support level right around that $94 level. Now we still have the benefit of a strong bullish trend on AMD, and we are holding up above support. So it is still likely that AMD is going to reach my price target at $99 before we see any continuation of this selling. So AMD is still looking good, but it does need to start breaking and closing back above $94 soon to continue this bullish momentum trend towards $99. Next up is Boeing stock, and we saw another volatile day on Boeing with a huge gap down, but we only closed down negative 0.2% for the day, so overall not that bad. We are trading just below our support level right around $220, but it's not too late to start breaking above there soon, and we did find support right around $210 today. So that level could be a strong support level for Boeing to build some energy and start heading higher from, and Boeing still looks pretty good, and we still have the benefit of a medium term and a long term bull trend. The 20 simple moving average is still positive sloping, and the 50 EMA is still positive sloping. So we need to see the price action start getting back above that 20 simple moving average, right above that $225 price target, which should head Boeing back to my price target at $260. So Boeing is down but not out, and it could be a high flyer once again in the very near future. Next up is Splunk stock, and we saw Splunk go up over 5% today and blasting right through my resistance level at 171 with no problem. Splunk did find resistance at that 20 simple moving average, and it could start cooling off now that we've finally broken above resistance. However, my price target on Splunk is still up here at $201, and it's likely going to get there, but we will see some pulling back on the way to that price target. So I'm looking for Splunk to cool off a little bit after this monster move before we get up and start running up towards our next price target at $200. There will be some new hot stocks coming soon, which my Discord members already have. So if you want more hot stocks and you want more information about hot stocks, consider joining the Stocks Channel Discord community. You can find out how to join the Stocks Channel Discord by clicking on the link in the description of this video. I hope you all have a restful and relaxing holiday break, and remember to lock in those profits and don't get too greedy. The stock market will eventually go through a correction, and you need to have some cash ready so you don't get destroyed by a minor correction in the stock market. Remember, the stock market cannot go up forever, so you want to take your profits on the way up and you want to be buying the dip on the way down. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you're crushing this market, and as always, I will see you in the next episode.